You know what's unbelievable? Just when everyone thought things would calm down after the NFL trade deadline, shocking news and fiery debates have exploded across Chicago. The Bears' decisions, or lack of decisions, have left fans divided, confused, and demanding answers. So today, let's dive straight into what really happened and what it means for the future of this team. But before we jump into the latest updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss breaking Bears news. Alright, let's move on to the new news. A lot of fans are asking why the Bears didn't trade for another edge rusher. Many believe it's because the team already invested too much in their current defense and didn't want to overspend for players like Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson. And honestly, that makes sense. Some reports even say the Bears were in serious talks for Jermaine Johnson. The Jets wanted a second-round pick, but the Bears only offered a third. The deal came close, but not close enough. As for Crosby, it was never realistic, he was not leaving his team. Trey Hendrickson? Teams showed interest, but his team reportedly wanted a first-round pick. And giving up a first for Trey? That would have been too much. The same goes for giving up a second for Jermaine Johnson. It's disappointing they didn't add more talent, but at least they didn't make a desperate or costly mistake. Now the focus might shift toward free agency. Now, coming to another big question, what about Asante Samuel Jr.? He has been medically cleared and could start meeting with teams this week. That opens up a whole new door of possibilities, and I'm curious what you all think about bringing him to Chicago. More updates are on the way, so stay with me, this situation is definitely interesting. If I were the Bears, I'd bring Asante Samuel Jr. in immediately for a workout and a full medical test. If he passes both and looks sharp, why not give him a contract? Let him compete with the current cornerbacks. Worst case scenario, he becomes solid depth. Best case, he upgrades the defense and strengthens the secondary. Now, the real question is, should the Bears sign Asante Samuel Jr. or move on? Some fans say yes, some say no, but it's clear he's worth a closer look. A lot of fans are frustrated right now, and honestly, it's understandable. The team is trying to push for the playoffs at 5-3, yet the effort to strengthen the defense doesn't look good enough. The pass rush is one issue, but the secondary is even thinner. That pressure is real. But here's the other side of it, if the Bears had traded a second-round pick for someone like Jermaine Johnson and it failed within a year, everyone would be calling it a disaster. Offering a third-round pick was a fair move. You can't just throw away future draft picks out of frustration. Some fans are also wondering why players like Rasul Douglas weren't traded. From what's being said, the Bears did show interest, possibly for a pick swap. But remember, he's 30 years old and just a short-term rental. Trading a fourth-round pick for that? That's not always smart. The Saints also demanded a high price for Alontae Taylor, making it risky to chase deals out of desperation. So yes, it's disappointing that Chicago didn't add more pieces, but it also makes sense that they stayed disciplined instead of panicking. As for the pass rush, should they add more depth at edge rusher? Many fans believe they should, especially with bodies wearing down. There are still names like DeMarcus Walker available, and adding extra support could be a wise move. More big updates are coming, stay with me. DeMarcus Walker is a name that keeps coming up for a reason. He's versatile, he can rush from the edge, and even move inside when needed. With that kind of flexibility, why wouldn't you consider bringing him back? He may not be a superstar, but he's solid, reliable, and it's honestly surprising that no team has signed him yet. Maybe he isn't the perfect fit for every system, but at this point, the Bears need players who can step in and make a difference, and Walker can do exactly that. If the price is reasonable, maybe even a veteran minimum deal, it could be a smart move. And it's not just about Walker, players like Asante Samuel Jr. and a few other free agents are also options worth exploring in more detail. Right now, the Bears don't need flashy names. They need workers. They need depth. They need players who can give this defense energy and toughness for the rest of the season. More important discussions ahead, stay with me. Let's get back to the real concerns surrounding this team. Some fans say they understand not going after a blockbuster trade, but if the Bears truly want to make a push, even if it's not for the Super Bowl, this current pass rush is not enough. And honestly, that's a fair point. Right now, it looks like Austin Booker might actually bring more as a pure pass rusher than Dayo Odenigbo. He may not be as strong against the run, but when it comes to creating pressure, he's showing upside. Still, the group as a whole is thin. You've got Montez Sweat, Austin Booker, Daniel Hardy, and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. That's not a lot of depth for a long season. So what's next? Maybe they bring back someone like Tano Pasanyan, he's currently on the Colts practice squad. Or maybe they take another look at players like DeMarcus Walker or other under-the-radar free agents. These aren't big-name signings, but they could help stabilize a weak spot on the roster. And now the kicker situation, this is another growing debate. Jake Moody still has one more available elevation from the practice squad. The team has a choice to make. Do you move on from Cairo Santos entirely? Or place him on injured reserve and make room for Moody? It's a tough decision, and this conversation isn't going away anytime soon. The season is far from over, and there's still so much to unfold. Stay with me. Kevin asks about the midseason grades for Ryan Poles, offseason moves, current roster decisions, and the draft. Let's break it down honestly. In the offseason, the upgrades on the offensive line were impressive. Those moves helped stabilize the protection and brought some much-needed toughness. But defensively, especially on the defensive line, the results haven't been nearly as strong. That part of the roster is still lacking consistent impact. Now, when it comes to the draft, it's been a mixed story. Some young players are starting to show real promise. Colson Loveland looks like he's developing into a solid pick. Kyle Monunji, taken in the 7th round, might end up being one of the surprises of this entire class. And yes, Luther Burden still looks like he could become a major offensive weapon. But the rest? It's still unclear. Aussie Trillo and Siobhan Turner, the second-round selections, haven't fully proven themselves yet. Ruben Hiplight isn't seeing the field. So overall, the draft so far feels like a C+, not bad, not great, but with room to grow as these rookies develop. As for winning the division without a strong pass rush? Honestly, it's hard to see that happening. A player like Jermaine Johnson would definitely help, but is he the one piece that changes everything? Maybe not. The Lions and Packers still feel slightly ahead at the moment. But the division isn't out of reach. The Bears still face Detroit at home, 2 games against Green Bay, and 1 in Minnesota. If they can win 3 of those 4, everything could change. But right now, there's a long road ahead. And it starts this Sunday against the Giants. Stay with me right now, all eyes are on one question: can the Bears actually make the playoffs? At 5-3, the door is open. If they beat the Giants this week, they move to 6-3 and set themselves up nicely for the second half of the season. It's not guaranteed, but the opportunity is real. Another big topic is the return of Kyler Gordon. He's eligible to come back in Week 12 against the Steelers. But when he does, what happens to C.J. Gardner-Johnson? Do you move Gordon to the outside and shift Gardner-Johnson to safety? Do you try 3 safety formations? Or rotate them depending on matchups? It's a good problem to have: 2 talented players, 1 decision to make. For now, it's a question that can wait until they're fully healthy. Looking ahead to the draft, a lot of fans are already asking about edge rushers. And it makes sense, the Bears didn't make a big move at the deadline, so the draft becomes even more important. Some of the top names right now include Ruben Bain from Miami, Arvell Reese from Ohio State, and Keldrick Falk from Auburn. There are others too: David Bailey from Texas Tech, and players like Romello Height and Cassius Howell who could rise up the board. The edge class looks promising, and Chicago will likely target that position early. There are still big questions, tough matchups, and plenty of twists ahead in this season. More updates and deeper discussions are coming, so stay with me.